See.
Western animation tends to stick cartoon characters in one super basic outfit and then that's it for the whole show. They never...
Bro. Oh my god. Oh, my leg. Oh, fuck. I can't move it. Oh my god. Oh my god.
But change it. Although this does make sense for a few reasons.
Alright, this anime fashion is cooler than you think.
Simplifying and distilling a character design.
Yo, Finn low-key has drip. That little marshmallow hat. Bro, this is such like iconic, bro. This iconic ass fit. I jacked this hard.
Including that outfit means that they are not only easily recognizable to audiences, but also
And
more important.
SpongeBob though, like SpongeBob, I don't know how I'm feeling SpongeBob's fit though.
It makes new episodes cheaper and easier to pump out. The less money spent on greedy, selfish artists, the more that can be saved for the humble media company execs and shareholders. But over in Japan, like with a lot of stuff, they do things a bit differently. Kind of. Anime and manga character design is known for not only unrealistic body standards, because yeah, this is what a teenager looks like, but more importantly, unrealistic drip standards. Yes, the one outfit thing is also common in anime too. I mean, Naruto wore the same fuck-ass fit his entire childhood and wondered why the whole village bullied him. Even after the time skip to Shippuden, all he did was get a slightly better jacket and unroll his trousers into what looks like those capris that girl hype beast micro trend hoppers have been wearing in 2025. Although if there's one thing that this show taught me about fashion, it's that a cool coat can make all the difference. The level of costume...
Nah, a lot of characters had drip in Naruto, in my opinion. What was the bug guy's name? Damn, I don't remember. Fuck. Oh, Shinji. I think Shinji. Shinji Naruto. No, not Shinji. Who the fuck is this? Bro, this is not who I was thinking of. Not Shinji. Fuck. Naruto bug guy. I always liked his fit, especially like his Shippuden fit. His Shippuden fit was tough. He always had a tough fit. Sasuke, bro, Sasuke's fits undefeated. Like even from when he was a little ass kid, bro. Fire fit. His fits were always hidden. Always hitting. The Akatsuki cloak. Can't even compete with that. Can't even compete for real. They had really cool fits. That's some solid ass fits in Naruto.
Design and fashion in anime is significantly better than...
Ooh, oh my god, bro. Bro, the fits in this were so clean. Yo, that's the kid's outfit insane, bro.
Animation from around the globe. And
Nana, I tried watching Nana, then I worked.
This doesn't take some sort of fashion expert to notice. For years, I've heard people talking about how hard Future Trunks' outfits are, and more specifically, his cropped jackets. And if we're talking about Trunks and his dress sense, then we've got to talk about who he inherited it from.
Then something just snapped. Something inside of me.
There's a reason why
Facts, bro. Notice how, like, I was about to say Naruto. Notice how, like, Goku is always wearing, like, the same outfits. Like, he will change his outfit, like, time to time. But nah, bro. You can't compare to Vegeta, bro.
Built my fashion YouTuber career off depicting myself as Vegeta.
Yo, konnichiwa, guamina slimes.
It's because he can put that shit on. Red-pilled incels be like, wow, I'm short and my hairline is receding. Brother, Vegeta is 5'4" and looks like he has the golden arches smacked on his forehead. Do you see him complaining about that? Why are you in the gym listening to dark funk music, pretending your life is as hard as Guts is from Berserk, all to exclusively wear cum-stained joggers and a polyester Primark muscle fit t-shirt in your day-to-day life? Learn to wear clothes that actually fit you, and then maybe you'll have a better chance of finding your Bulma. That, or I guess you could go bold like Krillin and marry a robot. Anyway, before we move on, I just wanted to address one thing. When I say anime, I am also generally referring to manga too, seeing as most Japanese animated shows started off
Bro, I
with
swear, bro. Vampire Night, bro. That shit changed my life.
a comic created by a mangaka. Most people watching this video have probably watched anime but not read a single chapter of manga, and there will also be some examples of shows that didn't originate as manga during this video. But for clarity's sake, this video is regarding both anime and manga. I guess I could have just said the word animanga, but that kind of makes me feel like this. I think it's only right that we start off with one of the big three. Unfortunately, for one of the most intense and dedicated fan bases on the internet, I will not be talking about One Piece. Yeah, the fashion is very...
Bro, how? How can you not talk about One Piece? Bro, One Piece, arguably... Bro, they have an outfit change for every arc, bro. There's no way you can't talk... Bro, you can't talk anime fashion or manga fashion or any manga, I guess, fashion without talking about One Piece, bro. You can't, bro. Even as just like a baseline, bro. Come on.
Varied, and the characters regularly switch for outfits, which I appreciate.
Yup.
But for the most part, it's not really grounded or referential to real life fashion sensibilities. So if we did get into the nitty gritty of all of that, then
I mean, do it gotta be like... Does it have to be realistic though?
this video would just turn into an extremely long, poorly paced display of mid. Kind of like... Anyway, instead we are going to talk about Bleach. Bleach is a manga series written and illustrated by Tite Kubo, which was serialized in Weekly Shonen Jump magazine from...
Damn, bro, I haven't watched Bleach. I might have to watch it.
from August 2001 to August 2016. The anime adaptation aired from October 2004 to March 2012, but the sequel series, Thousand Year Blood War, aired a decade later in 2022 and is still ongoing. You have probably seen Bleach, or at least know the general story behind it, but for the ones who don't, it's about this guy called Ichigo who sees ghosts. And then he gets these powers and has to start fighting bad ghosts called Hollows. He has a sword which he speaks to, which is kind of also this guy, but also kind of not. And when you hear either this sound, or someone say the word Bankai, you know some shit's about to go down. In the main story, the fashion isn't really anything crazy by anime standards, especially as you get deeper into the series where you see most of the characters wearing pretty similar things. The members of the 13 Court Guard Squad all wear a similar uniform, and then all the other organizations you come across later in the series, like the Espada and the Wandenreich, have a similar thing going on too.
So how come you're gonna talk about this and not talk about One Piece?
This isn't to say the costume design is bad, it's still definitely executed extremely well, but unless you were doing cosplay, it's not relevant to real life fashion. I think Yukiura's look is cool, but that doesn't mean I want to dress like him. Where things get interesting for Bleach is the official fully coloured art spreads by Tite Kubo, which features characters from the series dressed in far more realistic outfits in a mix of day-to-day activities and more fashion campaign
Yeah, that's tough, I ain't gonna lie.
like scenarios. These aren't just outfits that are cool for anime characters, they are genuinely cool. I particularly like Kubo's use of layering throughout these illustrations, which I think really demonstrates not only his taste in styling, but also just how intentional he is with his fashion design. Along with these luxury fashion influences, we can see a mix of mainstream 2000s streetwear along with what appears to be elements from the 90s to 2000s Harajuku street style. I mean, I wouldn't be surprised to see any of these fits in an issue of Fruits magazine. God damn, Kubo really made a hybrid of a third.
Yeah, and this is one of the only reasons why I want to watch Bleach. Like, I hear that it's good too. I guess that's a good, another good reason. But bro, the fits. But I guess I can't even like look at the fits really, because these are just colored spreads. They're not actually in the manga or in the anime, right?
A zip up and a Napoleon jacket. I'm telling you, Jaded London is going to be all over this shit in a few months.
Facts.
There's a misconception that Tite Kubo practiced or was involved with fashion design before he started creating manga, but this is actually a myth. I mean, I can see why it's believable, but in truth, it was a mixture of him just wanting to draw the clothes and outfits he wanted to wear or thought didn't exist, as well as him being unhappy with the generic clothing and outfits found within his favourite manga growing up. It's a shame we didn't get to see more of Tite Kubo's real-life fashion taste conveyed in the main story of Bleach, but luckily this isn't an issue with the next few anime I'll be talking about. Sailor Moon was written and illustrated by
Is Bleach still going on, or did it end?
Naoko Takeuchi and was serialized in the Nakayoshi magazine from 1991 to 1997. The manga was a hit and was adapted into an anime very soon after in 1992. And it has since had a reboot in 2014 and multiple movies. I haven't watched or read this series, but from very little research it becomes very clear that every character changes their outfits regularly. Some of the menswear presented I'm not exactly a fan of, like I don't know what the fuck is going on here, but the same character sort of makes up for it with these far more palatable shirts or tops tucked into pleated trousers type looks. But let's be real, ain't no one watching Sailor Moon for the men's fashion. Takeuchi is a big...
It's crazy how no one nowadays wears pleated like pants. Nevertheless, tuck them in. We should low-key bring that back.
Fan of European fashion, which is very evident from the numerous references conveyed in the women's wear in Sailor Moon. Designed from Thierry Mugler, inspired the outfits of Koan, Sailor Saturn, Queen Beryl, and Princess Snow Kaguya. Meo Setsuna is wearing a Chanel dress in this illustration. This illustration of Black Lady is a direct reference to an Yves Saint Laurent perfume ad featuring Kate Moss. Calaveras' outfit is a reference to this Christian Lacroix Fall-Winter 1992 haute couture dress. Princess Serenity's dress is inspired by this Christian Dior Spring-Summer 1992 dress.
Yeah, this crazy. This game right here.
And I'm sure there are many more that I'm missing. Naoko Takeuchi clearly has a taste for the finer and more luxurious things that life has to offer, and I guess with her success with Sailor Moon she can afford to indulge in such things. She even owns a Porsche Carrera. With this in mind, let's take a look at the man she's married to. Okay, I promise you this is very relevant to this video and I'm not
She married Togashi? No way.
just trying to be a hater for the fun of it. The man pictured in the room that Naoko has described as a wasteland is Yoshihiro Togashi, who is the creator of both Yu Yu Hakusho and Hunter x Hunter. It's not only interesting that two extremely successful and well-known mangakas are married to each other, but they are also both famous for featuring great fashion in their work. I initially thought maybe Takeuchi influenced Togashi during their relationship, but that's not the case. Yu Yu Hakusho, the manga by Togashi that is most praised for its fashion, was first serialized in Weekly Shonen Jump in 1990 and was concluded in 1994, while the couple got together much later in the decade. So I guess he's just a guy with a good eye for fashion who also
Bro's just drippy. That's it.
happens to live in a cluttered shithole of a room.
Bro, look at Killua's fits. Bro, you can tell he's drippy just from that. Hold up. Let's peep. Let's peep real quick. Let's peep. Look, bro. Oh my. Yo, this one went crazy. Oh, wait, no. Y'all can't even see. Fuck. This one went crazy. This one went crazy. This one went crazy. Fits on fits on fits on fits.
And has a
Yo, you gotta appreciate mangakas who pay that much attention, bro, or even care to change their outfits. You had to respect that.
tendency to favor video games over his work. He's just like me for real. Now watch me hit this Falco clip. Yu Yu Hakusho, like Sailor Moon, features the characters in multiple different outfits throughout the series. I think the menswear in this show is really good. You can see lots of elements of Amikaji style, which is basically just a Japanese interpretation of casual Americana fashion. We see this with the biker jackets, denim, flannels, and the cropped outerwear. Yu Yu Hakusho is probably one of the only anime or manga that I could pretty confidently recommend you to just copy the outfits from and know that you won't look like some sort of weeaboo neek. Togashi's other series, Hunter x Hunter, is less known for its fashion, and while there is far less of a focus on it, I think there are certain characters who can definitely put that shit on. Killua has his main iconic look, but he changes into loads of different outfits throughout the series and dresses very well for a kid. And of course we have to mention the fan
Ooh, the king of drip.
favorite antagonist, Crollo Lucifer, whose popularity is partly down to how he dresses. Firstly, we've got this outfit where he's wearing a pretty standard suit, but it's the combination of the unique earrings, the headband, and the e-boy haircut that gets fans excited.
Crazy.
And then there's this, which is likely one of, if not the best fit from the whole series, where Crollo is wearing this long fur collared jacket and these bondage-style trousers. This is what Valorant players
Bondage.
think they look like when they slick back their greasy hair and put on a jacket from Jaded London. The use of cross iconography really reminds me of Chrome Hearts, and this jacket does look like something they'd make as a custom order that would cost tens of thousands of dollars. I know the bondage element is part of the trousers, but the look always reminds me of the Rick Owens Lunar Tractor boots. Nana is a manga series by Ai Yazawa that started in 1999 and was adapted into an anime in 2006. It's basically about these 20-year-olds who are both called Nana and live in Tokyo together. Nana Osaki is the lead singer in a punk rock band called Black Stones, or Blast for short, and her personal style heavily reflects this. Not only is the fashion in this series extremely inspired by Vivienne Westwood, but it also just straight up features and celebrates her designs. The first thing that Nana Komatsu, also known as Hachi, notices about Nana Osaki when they meet on a train in the first
the Vivienne armor ring
episode is her Vivienne Westwood armor ring. Other iconic Westwood pieces seen on Nana throughout the series include the rocking horse shoes, corset tops, and the heart blazer from Westwood's autumn-winter 1987 Harris Tweed collection. Lots of the punk looks in this show are heavily inspired by the Japanese punk style movement from around the 90s, which was part of the wider epicenter.
Man, imagine experiencing this, bro. We gotta talk to someone one day who is like living this. That was actually living this life. I don't know, bro. I think this is why Japan is always like so romanticized. I'm pretty sure they romanticize us the same way, but bro, like, I guess we had America had their little punk era too, but it's nothing compared to this, bro. This is crazy. This is crazy. We did not do that. I guarantee you.
Street style fashion that was Harajuku in the 90s.
Look at that, bro. They all had drip. They all had drip during this time.
This punk look is directly derived from the look that Vivienne Westwood popularized with her designs that she created for her and Malcolm McLaren's boutique in the 70s, the outfits of the Sex Pistols, who were manufactured and managed by Malcolm McLaren, and her runway collections from the 80s onwards. Nana and Ren's
Was that fucking Bob Marley?
relationship and look are also meant to reference Sid and Nancy. If you want to learn more about the story of Vivienne Westwood and her involvement with the Sex Pistols, then check out this video I did last year. An anime character that has a similar style to Nana Osaki is Misa Amane from Death Note.
Yeah, bro. She was always the drippiest one in Death Note.
Although her style is mixed with goth elements too. The author Sugumi Oba said her style is meant to be a dialed back version of the gothic Lolita fashion aesthetic. The Shinigami Ryuk has also turned out to be an unsuspecting style icon. That genre of Japanese archive mall brand skinny flares if 6 was 9 type.
Oh my god, right. Yo, this shit had last year the chokehold. Last year or 2 years ago. Bro, this was like the only fashion TikToks I would be getting.
Fashion.
Just archive Japanese fashion
Has been popping up in recent years and has Ryuk as a sort of caricature or final goal of what this style seeks to achieve. And to be honest, you'd probably have to copy his raw vegan diet of just apples to achieve that physique. I actually don't really know what this genre of fashion is actually called because I've seen it referred to as the NYC fashion wizard, which is stupid, or just Visual K, but I think the people who've been into that aesthetic before the new iteration became trendy on TikTok really don't like when people include it in that label and say it's not the same thing. So it's kind of like the breakcore of fashion aesthetics, I guess. Regardless, I just identify this style as those people on TikTok who slowly turn around to that one Japanese song that goes like oh yeah, and Light Yagami has the same outfit as both SpongeBob and Mr. Bean. And now we are at the part of the video that a lot of people have probably been waiting for. JoJo's Bizarre Adventure. The manga by Hirohiko Araki began serialization in
this is the only reason I watched JoJo.
1987 and is still ongoing, with the anime adaptation first being released in 2012. Araki's characters are on a level of
That first season was good as hell. I don't remember a lot from it, but it was solid.
flamboyance and eccentricity that no other manga or anime comes close to, and part of this is down to the influence of high fashion. For starters, the character designs are heavily inspired by the work of Antonio Lopez and Tony Viramontes, who were renowned fashion illustrators. He also used fashion campaigns and magazines as direct references for his characters and their poses. Usually an anime or manga will have maybe one character who has such an excessive or over-the-top look, but in JoJo, pretty much every character looks like they're straight out of an 80s haute couture show. JoJo has a very big and broad fan base, and people really love this series. And in my experience, it's always the sort of people who have zero interest in fashion or runway shows, but will hit a JoJo pose in the mirror at their local gym. I just love how this series completely breaks the circuitry in the male brain that's been conditioned into us to adhere to the stereotype of not wanting to be flamboyant in any way. I guess it's all packaged in with this look of unrealistically wedged men, and if there's one thing that grabs the attention of heterosexual males, it's buff, muscly men. Obviously a lot of women like JoJo too, but you lot already get to dress in shit like this, so let me just be proud of my gender for not perpetuating shit like this for once. Anime seems to have served as a major inspiration and motivation for men to hit the gym in recent years because they want to look like a shonen manga character. Nowadays people don't say I'm going to bulk over winter, they say I'm going to start my winter arc. Maybe this sentiment will carry over into fashion one day, considering how high the standard for fashion is across the medium of anime. I'm not saying I think boys should all start dressing like Jotaro or any JoJo character for that matter. We all know only Wisdom can pull that off. It would just...
Bro, Wisdom? Oh my god, bro. It's like I like Wisdom, but I hate seeing a Wisdom TikTok, bro.
Be nice to see men put more effort into and take an interest in clothes in a way that makes them feel good about themselves rather than always just favoring conformity. Again, you don't have to straight up copy fits from anime, but I guess this has worked for some people. Throughout his career, Kanye West has consistently been biting the swag of Shotaro Kaneda from Akira. Okay, so we've talked about
I got that jacket, chat.
How anime has been inspired by fashion, but what about the other way around? Well, seeing as we've been talking about JoJo, it's a good time to mention that Araki has collaborated with Gucci on 2 separate occasions to bring JoJo to the world of luxury fashion.
Shit, really?
This included exhibitions, new art, and window displays showcased in Gucci stores around the world. In recent times, as anime has become...
The problem is Gucci's so ass though, bro. I can't remember like when Gucci was like cool. Even when like people were going crazy over like the Gucci like monograms and stuff and like the Gucci slides and stuff like that, I never liked it, bro. It's just like too simple. When you start getting into monograms and stuff, like it's they play it out like so quick and no one does it tastefully.
More and more.
I don't know. I never liked Gucci. Just personally, if someone can show me like some fire Gucci pieces or some fire Gucci fits, then I might change my mind.
Popular globally, we have seen fashion brands start to take notice. Vivienne Westwood and Nana have an upcoming collab which will be released in November 2025, but as of the time I am writing this video, there has been no sneak peeks of what we can expect from the clothing collection. It's really cool when fashion brands show love back to the media that has celebrated them. Another example of this would be the recent collaboration between Nike and Yu-Gi-Oh! In the original manga, the character Joey Wheeler can be seen wearing a pair of shoes called Air Muscles, which are clearly just Air Max 95s. Now, over 25 years later, Nike have come to celebrate this unofficial shoe feature. Since 2021, the Spanish luxury fashion house Loewe has done 3 collaborations with Studio Ghibli for My Neighbor Totoro, Spirited Away, and Howl's Moving Castle. For the
All that shit looks like ass.
most part, I felt that these collaborations were a bit cash grabby and very hypebeast-esque in execution.
Yeah, that's bad. That's like, it's like if when Uniqlo does like anime collabs, it's not tasteful at all.
Essentially a luxury version of the type of collaboration you'd expect from Uniqlo.
Oh my god, word for word, bar for bar.
I think the reason why Loewe did this collab was to align itself with the meticulous craftsmanship that Studio Ghibli is known for and be like, oh, we are the Spanish version of that for leather goods and luxury clothes. And to be fair, they did create this Howl's Moving Castle bag out of almost 250 pieces of leather and linen, which I actually got to see in person at a Selfridges exhibition
Okay, that's actually tough, but they're actually not selling this
thing a few years ago. I also did quite like this Calcifer mohair scarf. Neon Genesis Evangelion
Oh
is a
my god. Okay, this collection stuff.
highly acclaimed cult anime from the 90s that has garnered
I have to, before I die, I have to. No, fuck that. Before I'm like 30, bro, I gotta have the whole collection.
a massive following among both Japanese and Western audiences.
Also, I've never watched Evangelion all the way through. I have to watch that too. On the Patreon, guys. Oh my god. On the Patreon, we're gonna watch. We're gonna do anime reactions because on here or on YouTube or whatever, I can't post them. or on here I can't watch them. So on the Patreon, guys, expect me to drop that soon,
Jun Takahashi used the
so we can watch anime together, bro. There's so much anime I want to watch.
show as his primary inspiration for the Autumn-Winter 2021 collection for Undercover. The references ranged from graphics to knits to looks that looked like straight-up cosplay.
Oh my god, bro. These jackets are so tough.
The most iconic pieces from
Oh
this
my.
collection are the Ava puffer jackets, which I think hit the perfect balance of being referential to the show while
Yes,
also
bro.
maintaining a level of practicality. Your mum would think it's just a colourful jacket, but anyone who watches too many video essays on YouTube would immediately get the reference. However, Jun Takahashi was not the first to send Evangelion-inspired clothes down the runway. The cult Japanese brand 2047
Oh my, yo.
1120, founded by Masahiro Nakagawa and Rika Ezeki in 1992, drew inspiration from Evangelion for their spring-summer 1998 runway collection titled Yikes. These masks and bodysuits clearly reference Ava Unit 1, while
Yeah, arguably this is better because this is less obvious.
these red boots are inspired by Asuka or her Ava Unit 2. The models and guests in attendance
You know this is impossible to get though. There's definitely none of this available anywhere.
at the show were also gifted loot bags, with some containing these vests that reference the veining from the show as well as the title graphics. The only anime vintage t-shirt I own is this Nerve one. I really like it because it's more subtle than other Evangelion t-shirts I've seen on the internet, which means I can wear it out and not have to explain to people why I have a big robot or a teenage girl on my t-shirt. So, I think it's pretty clear that anime and fashion don't have to exclusively be about weeaboos doing cosplay. With anime becoming increasingly popular and perceived as cool around the globe, I'm sure we're going to see more and more references from the fashion industry in the years to come. Before we end the video, I just wanted to say thank you for 100k subscribers, and if you haven't already, serious punch that subscribe button.
WVid. That's actually a good ass vid, bro. I feel like it can be so overlooked sometimes, the fashion in anime.